BG, your question?
Through all the injuries and ups and downs, I mean, you were always counted on, though, to be one of the top guys in the mid-card. You always brought the intensity each night. Do you still think, though, despite their reliance on you for that in WWE, that you were underutilized?
You know, I'm going to be honest. I thought I was. I thought, you know, I worked my tail off. I always did exactly what they wanted me to do with no issues, no complaints. You know, and I didn't have a problem putting people over. I made a ton of money doing that. And you know, and that's the thing. It's like you pay your dues. You know, and you bust your ass. You know, everybody's goal to be in WWE is to go as high as they can. And I never achieved that, which that's okay, because if it wasn't meant to be, then it just wasn't meant to be. But that's what I strived for. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So, you know, I went out there. I don't care if I had to put – it didn't matter who I had to put over. I went out there and I gave 100%, no matter the situation, and I never complained about it. And see, that's something else, too, I want to get into, is because – you know, you read all this stuff where I don't know where people get this, is that, you know, that I was a bully, I was this, I was that, I was miserable. It's like, okay, I'm playing a character, you know, and that's what I don't get, is like, I'm playing a character on TV, and this is how they want me to be, you know. So, and that's what I did, and then I'm vilified for it. You know what I'm saying? And
it happens a lot in the business, though. We've talked to a lot of wrestlers who have come off like this. JBL was another one who said that there was a lot of backstage incidents that were blown out of proportion, that he's not really this. He came on and was super nice and great to us, and we didn't see any of that that demeaning us at all.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's you know, because, and the thing is like people say I never smiled. Well, they never wanted me to. You know, that's the thing. It's like people don't understand. You read all this stuff, and it's like Bob Holly this, Bob Holly this. It's like, where do they get all this? You know, and it's obviously it's not coming from inside, because you know, everybody knows me in the back. You know, and I got along with everybody. I really did. You know, and it's like the whole thing with me and Renee. That nobody knows that story like I do, and Renee, you know. So, and that story's in my book, and you know, Renee will be the first one to tell you, yeah, he should have told me, you know, what happened, you know. So, and like, you know, like the whole Matt Capitelli thing, it's like I have never hurt one person to where they would lose any money or be out of work. If you guys think back on my career, did I ever hurt one person to where they're out of work for any period of time? Because I didn't.
I know you've been hurt by others, but I mean not in the sense that you've ever done with anybody else. No.
Right, and see, that's what people think, that I go out there and hurt people. Well, I'm not the one hurting people. I'm the one getting hurt. But you know, the thing is, I think people think that I'm too rough, but you know, that's the people that don't know. That's not the boys in the back. That's people on the outside trying to look in. And the way I took pride in my work is I always tried to make it look as believable as possible without being real, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you didn't want to work too stiff. A lot of people complain about wrestlers who work very, very stiff. And that is, honestly, that's one of the knocks that people had on you. What do you perceive that? Do you feel like you work too stiff?
No, and I did. You know what? The thing is, the way I work with people, that's the way I expect it back. You never heard me complain. No, I didn't. I never heard anybody complain about the way I worked with them at all. Nobody. You know, that's one thing. Nobody's ever complained about, hey, Bob, you're a little too rough. Because if that was the case, you know, and that brings up another point. If I was that bad, as bad as people say I was, why was I in WWE for almost 16 years? Can you guys answer me that question?
That's a great point. They wouldn't have. Listen, if you were going against, and they, like you said, the younger stars were always put with you, so you'd eventually put them over. They wouldn't do that if they didn't trust you working with them.
Exactly, and that's why that's what people fail to stop and think about. You know, they vilify me, and it's like, okay, if the guy was that bad, why did he stay there almost longer than anybody else, with the exception of a few? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the whole thing. It's like the whole thing with me and Brock. You know, people say Brock did it on purpose. Brock didn't like me. Brock this. Well, number one, in Brock's book, he never not one time said he did it on purpose. He never not one time said he didn't like me. And number two, Brock will tell you to this day it was a total accident. And number three, I didn't sandbag him because he knows I'm not like that. And anyway, as strong as that guy is, he can pick me. If he can belly-to-belly Big Show and throw him over his head, you think I could sandbag Brock Lesnar? I mean, really?
Accidents happen. It happens in wrestling all the time. We see it. You see it in almost every single wrestling program. It happens. There's mistakes. You know what I mean? It's a live action event.
Right. Accidents happen. And the thing is, and two, it's like, you know, me and Brock always got along. And there's those people that on the outside looking in, trying to look in, say, oh, you know, him and Holly didn't get along. They hated each other. That was furthest thing from the truth. You know, me and him were very respectful to each other. We liked each other, you know, and we got along really well. And the thing is, after that accident had happened, if Brock didn't like me at all, like people say that, you know, like people say, the ones that don't know, that think they know, but they really don't, he would have never called me a couple times, you know, while I was out to check on me, you know. So I just want to clear the air about that, because it's just like these people think they know, but they really don't, and they just want to start a bunch of crap.
That's called the internet. Welcome to it. It's the worst. Dirt sheets, they take popular conceptions and run all the way with them. Mike Ko, you have a question about that?
Yeah, you know, I mean, Bob, if you could just elaborate a little more onto what exactly readers are going to be able to find out from your book, and kind of what you hope that they'll gain from having read it.
You know, they're pretty much gonna find out about how I evolved, you know, how my life evolved, how I got started in wrestling, you know, the things that I had to do to get where I get to the WWE. You know, I really paid a price to get there, and you know, I really went through a lot, unlike a lot of the guys nowadays. But you're going to find out about that. You're going to find out, you know, you're going to get to know the real me, basically. So that's what they're going to get out of the book. And
go into the book. Tell us what it's called, when it's coming out. Tell us who's going to help you. Is there going to be someone who helps you write it? Go into some detail about the book for us.
Yeah, a guy named Ross Williams. He's out of England. He is a hell of a writer. So if you guys ever need anything, this guy is one hell of a journalist, let me tell you. And I am very fortunate to have this guy on my side. I really, really am. And but the book is called The Hardcore Truth, How Do You Like Me Now? And actually my wife came up with that, the title. And it will be out in released April 1st, I believe.
This isn't a big April Fool's joke. You're not gonna spoof us, and then there's no book, right?
No. Oh no, believe me. Hey, I've been having nightmares with this damn book. I am ready for it to be over.
Awesome.
So, but you know, I talk about racing and my racing career and all that, and you know, because racing is my true passion. So I talk about that. I talk about, you know, the trials and tribulations of things that I've gone through. You know, so it's a really good read, and because I've had a couple other people read it from a fan perspective, and they're really captivated by it. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to the release on it.
Yeah, and listen, tell everybody they got to go out and find that book. This book is going to be awesome. Tell everybody where they can find you on the internet now. I know you got a Twitter now. And do you hate? Tell them where they can find you. And do you hate Twitter yet? All the nonsense that people bring to you.
You know what? Honestly, so far Twitter, everybody's been great on Twitter, because I haven't had anything, you know, nobody out of line rude or anything, which I'm still waiting for that. I'm sure it's out there, but I just started it a few weeks ago, and I try to answer everybody that I can because you know what? That's how I can give back, because I know what it's like for these people to talk to celebrities and stars and stuff like that, and they don't answer them back. So I try to talk to everybody. I do my best. So if anybody's out there in Twitter world and you talk to me, if for some reason I don't see it or answer you right away, I will get to it. And that's my way to say thank you very much for supporting me, really. So far I like Twitter. Like I said, I've only been on it for about 3 weeks, and my fan base is growing.
Yeah, and tell us what's the handle so people can go and find you.
It's at the Bob Holly.
Awesome. Listen, I'm sure it's going to blow up once all the fans hear that. I'm sure. I'm just kidding. That's not.
Yeah, I hope so, because you know what? I hope it does, because I truly do want to talk to everybody, and because I want them to know the real me, and I want to try to give back to them in a way. I gave back by entertaining, but I also need to do more. So, and you could get my book on Amazon.com. That's where it's going to come out also. And then, but I think there's going to be some other outlets, but I'm not quite sure yet. As time gets closer, I'll know more about it.
Awesome. We'll have to have you on again, man. Listen, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much. And listen, good luck with the book. Good luck with everything, man.
Hey, thank you guys, and thank you guys for being so kind to me. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. And it's an honor.
That's what we do, man.
It's an honor to be on your show. It truly is. And if I can come back on here, I would love to do it. So you guys just let me know.
Oh, flattery is definitely the best way to get to our hearts. We thank you.
All right, buddy. Thank you guys. You were great.